this, and me working.
I see where you're going with this,
to deconstruct my nice guy.
Yeah.
That I've been tattooed with for so long.
I see what you're going with this,
bro. I had to get very uncomfortable. I had to overcome a lot of self-doubt, just because I had in my mind how a nice guy should move. And once I came to grips of what the results of these things could be, I knew I had to make an uncomfortable decision. And as with anything, probably the first time you're encountered with and you decide you're going to do something about it, it's going to hurt the worst. Mm-hmm. If you keep doing it, it'll hurt a little less.
Yeah.
Then it becomes second nature. So to my nice guys out there, embrace the opportunity for that discomfort to really unlock your true identity and to really see some good things happen in your life.
This is Caesar Walker, the cool, calm, collected one.
And I'm Ronnie Gatry, the emotional one.
And we are the Tipping Point Podcast, your source for the Black male's perspective.
Tipping Point Podcast.
I sent you guys a kind of an article. This guy is a content creator. He actually has a YouTube. I guess we can link this article on our description.
Sure.
But it's Real Man, Real Style. Antonio Sereno. I apologize if I'm butchering your name, but he did an article that talks about 7 destructive bad habits that can ruin your life. Sounds highly sensationalized. He even says number 7 could kill you, but we'll talk about that because again, we want to talk about how we can improve as men, how we can get better. And so I think this is in line with what we're trying to do here. So shouts out to Real Men, Real Style. Definitely go check out their page on YouTube. Great articles on how to style yourself. And what I've noticed with guys like that as well is they give you great life advice as well. So it's kind of almost in line and in step with what we're trying to achieve. But I thought it was a very interesting article that I read that I shared with you guys. So I'm glad y'all checked it out. Thought it would be interesting to discuss. We can just get into the first one. Black, what was the first bad habit?
Being Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh gosh, are these subtle shots you were sending in our text group to me?
Yeah, when I said 2 of them were like Gat, this was one of them.
Okay,
being Mr. Nice Guy.
To Gat or to Ronnie the Butcher?
Gat. The guy sitting in the chair right now with no chains on.
Okay, we got to be clear on that.
Taco meat shown.
Okay. Right. Okay. All right.
Okay. What's your thoughts?
Well,
What's your thoughts on that one? Now we've talked about this one. We had an episode that's stop being so nice.
Right.
We've talked about this, but again, how you read that?
Yes.
Your thoughts about being nice. First and foremost, is it a bad thing to be nice?
Yes.
Why?
Well, you can be nice. You can be respectful. But you can't be overly nice, or you're going to find yourself in one of the many situations that I've shared on this lovely podcast.
Okay.
Mostly, you know how they say, take this or hold this L when you take a loss? You'll be holding this F, and that means friend. So
you want to be able to hold the friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone else holds them.
I see what you did there. No, I mean, this whole nice, like, holding the door open, things like that. Be chivalrous, of course, but if you are too nice, and I'm guessing we are talking about this in the context of a relationship with a woman.
I think just in general in life.
In general, okay.
Just in general. So it can include a woman. Okay. You can use examples like that. That's fair, but I think it extends beyond.
Okay, well, I'll keep it general.
Okay.
In essence, when I've been nice, I haven't always been truthful. Because nice breeds thoughts of concern of other elements that you have no control over. It leads to a lot of self-doubt. Well, I want to be nice. I want to do what I think is a nice thing to do. So I'm going to have to take from myself in order to accommodate what I think is nice. And this is only going to generate a toxic self-identity. Because you are feeding something else. At least I'm talking from my perspective, from what I've gone through.
Yeah.
You're feeding a narrative that does not exist, all in fear of if I'm not nice or if I'm not what I perceive to be nice, bad things are going to happen.
What do you think, Black? Is it a bad thing to be nice? Gat says no, it is.
I agree with Gad. I think sometimes trying to be Mr. Nice Guy, it comes across as being fake. And if you're being fake, I think in the long run it's going to hurt you. And trying to pretend for other people. And with being nice, sometimes you're not really addressing issues. You may tend to like internalize some things just to keep like that nice facade up, pretend like things don't affect you, when in the long run they probably could. And that's the part that made me think about Gat, how when you're
Jeez.
That's
just like,
when I thought about you.
yes, that's when I thought about Gat, because I mean, you know how he's always been like the person that like promotes therapy. I think like some of that could come from like trying to be nice and trying to please people all the time, that you don't really like take care of yourself. So that's when
That's actually good stuff, Black.
that's when I thought about Gap, because he's always, I mean, naturally he's a people pleaser, but I think for him, he's not being fake. He's a nice guy. And he wants to like put people first, but sometimes it's to his own detriment that he's doing that.
I agree. I was reading something from the Huffington Post, or the Huff Post. It was a blog by Ben McKellis, PhD. If I'm butchering your name, my apologies. He says, if everybody likes you, you're doing it wrong. And he gives a percentage. He says, if about 85% of the people you meet like you, you're probably doing something right. In contrast, if much more than 85% of people you meet like you, you're probably doing too much to get along. So his rule is, if 85% of people you meet have a favorable opinion of you, that's kind of the sweet spot. But he's saying that if 15%, if you're in the sweet spot, that means 15% of people don't really jive with you. Thought that was interesting there. And he says if you try to accommodate more than that, then you're probably compromising who you really are to increase that number. I thought that was very compelling. I mean, you can argue numbers and percentages, but I thought that was a very compelling point, that if everyone likes you, you're probably not being your true, authentic self.
That kind of goes along with what some of what Jordan Peterson said about that. I think he said, like, just like in this situation, if you're Mr. Nice Guy, then in a lot of situations, you're probably not telling the truth.
Right.
You're not being honest when you like having discussions with people. Like for example, you may have a friend and you can see that they're overweight, and the thing you need to tell them is like, hey, you need to get your act together, go to the gym, get on diet, blah, blah, blah. But if you're nice, you may kind of like try to like ease into that conversation and not be like truthful with them. So I think that's kind of like where like Jordan Peterson's coming out. Like, if you're going to be Mr. Nice Guy, then you can't really tell the truth in situations where you should tell the truth and be honest.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a bar. And I've been there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I think a lot of us have been there, Gabe.
Well, yeah, I think I've been there more recently too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking about a situation I had at work to where I owed this person the truth because it dealt with their business, and I chose niceness over that. Now, the big difference is I was able to acknowledge it internally. I was able to own it. And I was able to really deal with everything that came from that. But the one thing I couldn't understand or figure out was why I chose that person, why I chose to be nice to that person. And this happened maybe a week or two ago, and I still haven't answered that question. But I will say to Black's point, therapy is giving me more confidence into the realities of prioritizing being a people pleaser. And I'm able to put those things on the table and assess what comes from those and make the decision. Okay, this is when you were heavy in your people pleasing bag. Here's what happened. Here's when you were being direct and honest, not in a mean way. And here's what happened.
Yeah.
So now that I can see that, I can make better decisions. But I still fall short. I mean, as evidenced by the example I just gave you. But yeah, to answer your question again, I think Black just dropped bars over there for sure.
Like I said, I agree with you guys. The reason why I think it's because again, people say you should be nice. Not exactly. I think when you're being the nice guy, you rob people of the opportunity to accept the real you. You rob them of that. You're giving them a representative at this point. So really, at the end of the day, that person can never really respect you for who you really are. And it's an identity issue, Gat. We talk about identity a lot on our podcast. What you are subconsciously saying to yourself by being the nice person is, if I'm myself, they won't accept me. So I'm going, and this is, again, use this in business, use this in relationships. Me as my authentic self isn't good enough. So I'm going to present this person that I think they will accept. That's what's wrong with being a nice guy. I think the proper balance, I don't think people should be nice necessarily. I think you should balance honesty with respect with other people. Obviously, you should respect them on a basic human level, but you should live a very honest life. Obviously, that's going to rub some people the wrong way, which is why you end up with that 15% over there, right? Maybe even more, depending on what area you're in, right? But I think part of what causes people to miss out on opportunities is you rob people of the chance to get to know the real you. I was talking to a homeboy of mine. You know him, but I was talking to a homeboy of mine, and I was talking to him about Dr. Robert Glover, the author of No More Mr. Nice Guy. And he was saying that he encourages his clients to get to failure as fast as you can with women. Don't prolong this. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be available. I'm going to be all these things. And you sign yourself up to be in the friend zone, but get to the rejection as fast as you can.
Well, I had no problems with that when I was dating. And I was nice.
Right. But his point is what tends to happen, what my homeboy said, what I thought was very powerful, is if the woman truly doesn't know, some women do know. They do know the guy likes them. But some women may feel ambushed when the dude becomes his true self. Right?
I can see that. Because
you have presented this person who I had accepted was my friend, and now you're giving me different energy. I think it's good for, again, if you want people to accept you, and if this comes from being comfortable with who you are. So when you become comfortable with yourself, you're uncomfortable presenting an alternative, a representative, right? This is who I am. Obviously, I'm going to balance that with mutual respect, but this is my position on things. This is what I stand for. To me, I think being a nice guy is symptomatic. Again, respect, all those things should be in play. But I think being a nice guy is symptomatic of an identity issue. You haven't come to terms with who you really are, and you're not comfortable with it, let alone revealing that to other people. Thoughts?
I mean, yeah, you nailed that too. One thing I want to be clear with anyone hearing this who may have red flags. Just because you're nice, just because you're not nice doesn't mean you're mean.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah. Well,
but again, you're balancing respect with honesty.
Exactly.
And so you're going to have to lose some weight. Right? I didn't call you a fatty. I didn't call you.
You could find 30,000 meaner ways to say it than that.
I didn't call you a whale. I didn't do anything derogatory. I didn't shame you, but I was honest. You're at an unhealthy weight. Depending on what outcomes you want in life, you don't want that to become an impediment to the outcomes you want in life. Very respectful way, but yet an honest way to be truthful with someone, maybe about their situation, but maybe because on your personal stances and who you are. Sometimes it may not have nothing, because again, that person may just have a problem. They have a problem with who you are. You may not have done anything wrong, but they may have a problem with you.
Right.
Your confidence, whatever it is that they may have an issue with you. But if you sense that and you want to, and here's the thing, there's a difference between even though there's overlap, liking you and respecting you may not always be the same thing. Just because I like you doesn't mean that I respect you. Because like is an emotion. That's just how I feel about you in the moment. But when I respect you, inherent in the respect is acceptance. Sometimes you look it up, the definition defines it as admiration, but there's another definition that says acceptance, which means you have shown me everything there is to know about you, and I have to either deal with it, accept it, or not accept it. And I think if you had to choose as a man, which one would you rather like? Them liking you or respecting you? Most men would choose the latter.
Yes.
They would choose respect.
We got to have it.
Which means no more Mr. Nice Guy. There's the difference.
Yeah.
Between, we're not being crude. Again, that's why I said the respect.
We're not being mean.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Respect and honesty.
Right.
And I think that's character.
Yes.
That speaks of character. And that's where the respect comes into play, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
What's the next one? This is mine right here.
Avoiding discomfort.
Oh my God.
This was the second one I thought about getting on.
Well, this is me. This is me too.
So I got the top two.
Yeah. I only thought about two immediately, and these were the two.
Is he right or wrong?
He's right. I'm just handing it to you to tee this thing off. Tee it up.
It's a conversation. It's a conversation. I think for me, Gat tried to tee this up for me a few weeks back, and I wouldn't let him do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a promotion recently on my job.
Oh, do tell.
Shut up. So how this came about, it was kind of in the making. Pretty cool story about how it came about, but it came on the front end a lot of discomfort because I got moved into a new area, really and truly, that I had been avoiding ever since I've been in my department, right? So I was uncomfortable because it was a completely different aspect of the business part of what my company does that I really didn't have a lot of knowledge of. So it was difficult for me to have a lot of confidence in what I was doing, right? So for me, I had to get uncomfortable in order to thrive. I had to embrace the unknown. And by doing that, I seized the opportunity. I took advantage of opportunities to get certifications. I took advantage of, I saw an opportunity here, and it manifested a few years later into this promotion. So I'm using that as a personal example of how, it's going to feel bad. Like there's going to be times you feel like the dumbest person in the room. That's uncomfortable because, again, part of our makeup as men is being competent in something, right? It can be emasculating and embarrassing to not know something that you probably should know. But embracing that, stepping outside of that comfort zone is where growth occurs. It's difficult to grow when you're always comfortable. And that's something that just from my personal life, even as a dad, I've been uncomfortable a lot of days, right? Being a husband at times, uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Right? But when I look back on those moments, those were moments that I took the opportunity to grow from. And so if you are a person who is running from those uncomfortable moments, you are basically taking the ceiling and lowering it for yourself. I would encourage you, man, to embrace the discomfort of growth, because on the other side is the comfort, because you're more capable, you're more confident, competent, and there may be promotions waiting on you because of whatever skill you've learned, whatever knowledge you have. Embrace discomfort. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could have said it better. I just think about the things to me that are worthwhile in life.
Yes.
Have all been on the brink of some form of discomfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was telling the story about my first house back in 2006, man. It was a long time ago. And all the discomfort I had, all the doubt, and not even realizing at that time that this was going to set not only me, but my family, future generations up for an opportunity for generational wealth. Not thinking about all that. But in the moment leading up to it, I had to do a lot of uncomfortable things. I had to do a lot of uncomfortable things. So yeah, and if I could, I want to fuse number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
All right.
I'm actually going to fuse number 2 with another one.
Okay.
But you go right ahead with
let's
1
think
and 2.
about this, in me working
I see where you're going with this.
to deconstruct my nice guy that I've been tattooed with for so long.
I see what you're going with this.
Bro, I had to get very uncomfortable. Very. I had to overcome a lot of self-doubt just because I had in my mind how a nice guy should move. And once I came to grips of what the results of these things could be, I knew I had to make an uncomfortable decision. And as with anything, probably the first time you're encountered with and you decide you're going to do something about it, it's going to hurt the worst. Mm-hmm. If you keep doing it, it'll hurt a little less.
Yeah.
Then it becomes second nature. So to my nice guys out there, embrace the opportunity for that discomfort to really unlock your true identity and to really see some good things happen in your life.
Good. Awesome.
How difficult was it for you to reach the point where you decided you want to really lose weight?
It was it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Black, you're trying to bring the tears out of my eyeballs. No, but it took me coming to grips with my self-image issues because I allowed my self-image to determine my self-identity. And it took a lot of unpacking from my therapist, a lot of time, a lot of tears, a lot of emotions to finally where it's just like, if you really love yourself that much, try it and just see what happens. But I also realized that my numerous failed attempts in the past to lose weight weren't for the right reasons. Never took that time, never did that research, never put in that real intentional thought behind, why do I really need to do this? Why is this important to me? And here recently, I've encountered that and I'm like, okay, it's more than just trying to have a six-pack like I'm gonna be on the cover of somebody's magazine. Six-pack is not important. Yeah, those were once my desires. I kid you not. But six-pack's not important to me anymore. But now it's just like, okay, what does it look like for myself and my family if I'm in the best, or if I'm working to be in the best physical shape I can possibly be? And, I'm probably going to get canceled for sharing this. But as I've talked to y'all about off air, like my dad has had a lot of health issues. And I just remember one night I was over there helping him out and I had to carry this man. And I'm thinking, thank you, Lord, because I didn't see any of this coming. But had I not taken my physical fitness, my health seriously, if I was still in a bad physical state, me trying to do that could have been bad for more than one person. You know what I mean? So it's just like finding the why, finding the deeper meaning behind it. No, I'm not going to be in the cover of anybody's magazine with my shirt off. I'm sorry that I'm giving you that visual. But
want to be a male thought, huh?
But no, just working for something more fulfilling and coming to grips with that and developing that. Yeah. And it's uncomfortable every day.
Well, Black, any thoughts?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that made me uncomfortable was public speaking, and then like one of my
Like showing yourself on this pod?
It's getting uncomfortable.
he's still firing shots. This pre-pod stuff.
Hey, there's no nice guys in here, Black. Sheesh.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
No, he's
Sort of.
not.
Yeah, he's kidding. Wink, wink.
Only nice guys kid around in here, but go ahead,
No,
Black.
he's not a nice guy. He's telling the truth.
Okay.
Well, it's just that when I was having to take a public speaking course, it always asked for volunteers, and guess who always went last?
You.
That's something I always avoided. I always went last until like
Do you know why?
I hate public speaking. I hate being in front of you can tell I hate being in front of the camera and stuff. I'm not a attention seeking type of person. Like,
Oh, that's what we are?
I guess I'm not gonna say no, but the thing was, like the like our final presentation was like a 15-minute talk that we had to give. I'm like, how in the heck am I going to get up there and speak for 15 minutes? But I had to do it, and once I got through, it's like
Not that
it wasn't so
bad.
bad.
No one died.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna start volunteering, but I know that like I don't have to be as afraid as I was before. I know it's something that I can actually do if I tried.
Do you think that you didn't think that you was going to do bad? It was just something that you just didn't, you would rather opt out of doing if you had the choice.
Man, I don't know if it was like trauma from my childhood, having to get up and do like Easter speeches at church. I don't know what it was, but it's just never been my personality.
Because you're good, you communicate well.
100%.
So it's not like I don't, you know what I mean? It's not like I could envision you getting up and just falling flat on your face, speaking in front of people. You would do well. So I'm curious as to what it would be.
I guess the thing with me was I would have to be like absolutely comfortable with whatever I was talking about. They just can give me a random subject and be like, hey, go up there and speak. Like, they give you like icebreakers, like they just give you like a random topic and you're supposed to talk. But with this 15-minute talk, it's like, hey, you choose whatever you want. And I had to come up with something like I can speak about this for 15 minutes, no problem. So I had to be comfortable with what I was speaking about. And I think that may be what kind of like holds some people back. It's like, you know, when you were like going into your new position, like you didn't have the confidence to like probably confidently speak on the subject.
Right.
And it's kind of like where I was like with public speaking. Like if I don't feel I'm confident in that topic, it's going to be extremely hard for me to talk about. But like you go to all these conferences and things, you have like keynote speaker. It's like they're giving a speech that they've given 100 times.
Right.
And like that's what you got to realize. Like these people, they're not like great at a whole bunch of things. They're really good at just one thing.
Right.
And they perfected it.
Yes.
Yeah, my founding pastor is like that.
Like what?
Like I've seen him minister at other places and he'll talk about a topic that he's talked about a lot of times.
At the Dome.
Yeah. And the way it's almost like it's like I hear it for the first time every time he does that. Because there's such a confidence in what he's talking about. He's lived it. He's seen other people live it. He's always studied. So it's you're building off of something that is been embedded on the inside of you. So it's like getting up in front of people and talking about your kids.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I can go on. I don't need notes for this. Like it's in me. And so it's amazing to see. So when you mention people like do presentations and speeches, but it's the same thing that they talk over and over, but it's so compelling when they talk. It's like talking about your children. Yeah. It's like talking about your marriage. It's like talking about something that you live, right? And so, yeah, I think that's a really good point again, it's uncharted territory when we talk about discomfort. I just don't know how you grow if you don't take on new challenges. So
Yeah, and your article mentions that most successful people, they have to embrace the discomfort.
Yep.
yeah.
In some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Because, like, think about
Is embracing failure part of that discomfort?
Yeah.
oh yeah, failure is always an option. That's how, I mean, that's
the
how.
Pistons.
But then
What?
that's kind of like a mantra for like.
What? Is that not a good example?
Yeah, but Savage.
Mike had to go through that.
Yes. Oh, okay. Mike Jordan. Yes.
Is there another Mike we acknowledge on this podcast?
I didn't know who you were talking about with the Pistons. You said Pistons, and I was like, oof.
You talk about
I said
current
it was
Pistons.
on the heels of failure. So I was just like, I heard. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like when you talk about like entrepreneurs, like some of the best, the most famous entrepreneurs, they failed plenty of
Several
times
times,
before they got a successful thing
And
going.
how many people quit
Yeah.
because they don't like that feeling?
And just
Podcasting.
True.
yeah.
Bro, I was listening to a podcast about podcasting. Bro, like we are in like the top 3%
Yeah.
of podcasters globally
Who keep going?
who keep going.
Yeah.
And as far as discomfort,
That breathe for a second.
as far as discomfort, another thing that comes to mind is like, I don't know if you ever read or watched about Steve Jobs. He had no problem making people uncomfortable
Oh yeah, for
Right.
sure.
to achieve a goal.
Yeah.
Like he'll be a tyrant, be the bad guy, but he was successful also.
Yeah. All right. 3.
Toxic friendships.
Oh, this is a good one. This one
I can speak about.
I think we can speak about all 7 of these bad boys.
Yeah,
Go ahead, take the
my
floor
friendship
away.
with you is highly toxic.
Yeah, I got shots fired at me
Right.
just on the last discomfort.
I mean, did I say more?
How is my friendship with you so toxic? After I prayed with you this week,
I know.
we cried together. Toxic.
No, all jokes aside, no. Even the numerous times I try to make our friendship toxic, you just won't allow it. So maybe you should talk about this.
That's funny.
No, man, that's dude. Friendships are impactful.
Is it possible to be successful with bad company around you?
Yes,
Okay.
but it is a measured level of success.
Or should we say, is it sustainable success?
It is not sustainable.
You can
success.
get there.
Thank you.
But can you stay there?
Thank you.
With the wrong people around you?
No, John Morant, you cannot.
Okay, name dropping.
That was the wrong name too. He can pull up.
He ain't too far from here either.
It's true. But yeah, you can get drafted,
Yeah.
but you're going to get to that plateau until you decide I need a better crew around me.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, Walker, in life that we all experience as we age. You've known me for a very long time, and you've seen my circle of friends reduce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like I'm on this like fast track to some, crazy success point or whatever. I'm not here to measure that. But I think about what life could have been like if I'd allowed some of these guys to hang around and the influence that I know they were having on me.
Yeah.
And what could this look like? What decisions could they have maybe played a part in me making that go against the whole course of life that I want for myself? You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure. You can climb, but you're going to plateau at a certain point.
I'm going to ask both of you guys this question. Do you think that it's a deception in that we deceive ourselves when we convince ourselves that the people we surround ourselves with won't have a profound impact on us? Oh, I'm not going to change just because I'm around such and such. Is that a deception? That I can hang around people who aren't really going where I want to go, but they won't affect me. They won't have an effect. Is that a deception?
It is a deception.
Okay.
It is a deception. And y'all forgive me for this. I can't believe I'm about to say this. But what's the pivot had Glorilla on.
Okay.
And being so honest, I had no idea who this person was before this podcast.
Really?
I had no idea who Glow was.
You should meet my wife. Y'all are two. That my wife, she was on Club Shay Shay. My wife was like, "Have you ever heard of Glorilla?" She's like, "Bless your heart. You are so sweet. You're so sweet. This is why I married you. You're so innocent and pure."
Well, I mean, but it's crazy because I don't listen to much rap as I used to, but I used to be like,
good for you.
Well, yeah, I used to be 10 toes in. You know that.
Yeah.
Six of those toes are out. But anyway, but the
visual of that is wild.
Right? From Memphis.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, but she talked about how even she had to leave some people there.
Got to.
Yeah. And I don't like that I'm using her as an example, but I listened to that podcast. I think I finished it this morning.
Okay.
And it's just so funny you brought that up because she made that very point.
Yeah.
Look where she is.
Yeah.
Apparently she's a big deal. She's getting access to Beyonce.
She's one of the more popular female rappers out.
Right. So now if she was still on the block,
still hanging with those same people. But
she'd be like the other.
How many people have gotten caught up?
Oh, numerous.
Hanging with the same people they came up with.
Yeah. I mean, John Morant, we know.
Yeah, we don't, but I'm saying, but Ja still can keep naming Ja. But there's some people, unlike Ja, Ja can still turn some things around and be okay. How many people we know are unalive today because they kept hanging with certain people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I think,
and it's a sad reality, but it is a reality. Yeah,
it's unfortunate
because this is, and most times you're talking about environments that groomed you.
Oh, I'm glad you used that word, environment. I'm glad but I want to get Black's thoughts before I bookmarked that word.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the pivot. There was another guest on there, Jazz, the guy that's from the Bahamas.
Yeah, I finally listened to that one too.
Remember how he talking about how the people got around him was like, "Hey, you can't come and play basketball with us anymore because you got stabbed."
Right.
It's like, no, we're gonna keep you away from us.
Yes.
Because you don't need to be in this environment. You saw that one?
Yes. Yeah, that's the positive side of the environment.
Sure.
Because that was his environment taking care of him.
Sure.
And if I remember correctly, he didn't feel too good about that because he wanted to hoop in the hood. He couldn't see the big picture.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, right. But environment.
I always carry around this. Even in the Bible, it says, "Do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits." So I think it is a deception to think that I can hang in this environment and it not have a profound impact on me.
True.
I heard an argument that says law of environment says that your environment will change you, it will more likely change you before you change it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So if you are going in a different direction, let's just say you want to be, let's just say that marriage is in your future. Let's say you want to be married, have a family. It would make sense for you to begin surrounding yourself with men who are marriage minded and who are doing what you want to do, right? As opposed to hanging with a great deal of your homeboys who don't care nothing about marriage.
Right.
Who they trying to be playboys, they trying to live this lifestyle of a bachelor. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're hanging with them, how are you going to learn from men who are where you say you want to go? It's good to you talk about the importance of working out in groups, right? Or going to classes where it's multiple of y'all as opposed to working out by yourself, because these people put a positive pressure on you to not quit.
Right.
As opposed to working out by yourself and all you hear is your voices to quit, right?
Right.
I just think it's important for where you want to go in life that you surround yourself. This is why a mentor is so important. This is why having people who can speak into your life, hold you accountable, protect whatever goals you have for yourself because they're keeping you focused on that goal. It's important to have people in your life who are where you want to go and where you want to be, not where you are currently. And it's not to say you got to diss the people who you came up with, but I asked God a long time ago, put me in contact with people who are where I want to be and where I want to go. And it's amazing how with every passing year, I'm adding a person here or there to my life who is where I'm trying to go and then some. And so I think it's great to be able to surround yourself with like-minded people who can keep you focused on where you're trying to go and who you are. So I firmly believe this one, number 3, that hanging around people who aren't good for you can hinder your success in life.
Absolutely.
Number 4, being lazy.
Oh.
That was lazy.
I don't even know where to start with this one. But your boy has definitely dealt with being lazy.
Is there something deeper there when it comes to being lazy?
Yeah.
I mean, I think this can branch off into several different possibilities. I don't think there's one reason why people are collectively lazy, but
Well, I do think there's a root reason.
A or the?
I do think there is a root reason.
Okay, I agree with that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
I'm
there's
glad
just
you
one.
asked for clarity there.
Yeah, I don't think there's just one. That's what I'm saying. This can branch out into like several different reasons.
Gotcha.
What is a reason you think?
Fear.
Okay.
Fear.
Okay.
I need to expound on that, don't I?
A little bit.
Well, I'm fearful of how you'll take it if I expound on it. Y'all see how I'm cooking over here? No, I think about my college years.
Okay.
There's no secret. I took longer than most,
Not me, but go ahead.
but still,
I took a while too.
took longer than some, I'll say. And
I was a pot roast student.
well, yeah.
It took me a while to get done.
but it was really a fear.
Yeah.
It was a fear of like, okay, so what happens? What happens if I give my all here? Can I still do this? If I give my all here, can I still do that? What is it going to look like once I achieve this? Too much to think about. I'll just get back on the game instead of studying for that test I got tomorrow. It's easier for me to just bury myself in the PlayStation and deal with the consequences of me not being scholastically prepared for the test.
Okay. I think that's a strong reason. This is where I was going to make a connection. Could it be that lazy could be tied to the fear of discomfort or being uncomfortable?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great connection.
I was going to connect being lazy to, I don't like studying. I don't like studying. I don't read. I don't do all that. Right? So we just don't. I don't want to feel stupid doing this. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I try out for this. I may not make it. And now I got to deal with those in my, nah. I probably should talk to her because I like her, but you know what I mean? Just, it's I'm putting myself out there and I'm not sure if I'm good enough. And I don't even like the feelings tied to putting myself out there. I'm a behind the scenes type of guy. Yeah, I'm gonna put it off last minute. Fear.
Dude, fear may be the root roots.
Could be.
What am I trying to say, Black? Fear may be the root reason.
There you go.
The root.
What you think, Black?
I have to agree.
Wow. Oh.
Begrudgingly. Come on, man. Get on that mic.
Did this one hit home? Yeah, both of us adjusting our seats.
Seriously.
No, I think being lazy can be tied to being like trying to avoid being disappointed of being rejected. Like it's easier to like not even attempt it than to go through the experience of disappointment or rejection. So like, why even try if you already think you already know what the outcome's going to be?
Yeah. Even though you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
No.
But you
and you didn't even try
yourself. You
Yeah.
convinced yourself of what it is.
Yeah, I think it could be tied to like, avoiding disappointment and rejection with some guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that it's easier said than done? Don't get me wrong. You got to work this is something you got to work towards and work on, but it's something about the guy who throws caution to the wind. There's a comfortability he has with himself to where you're either going to take me or you're not. There's something really attractive about that. Guys are drawn to him and women are drawn to him. There's something about a guy who's just like, hey, if you mad, then all right. I mean, you don't like it? Okay. You know, it is what it is. But
Yeah, try to.
I will put myself out there, though. You never,
Yeah, what I try to keep
Steph
reminding
Curry
myself.
with the shot.
I try to keep reminding myself of one thing. I keep it stuck on my laptop right here. It's that failure is an option.
Why is he putting it up there like we can read it?
Right.
I'm just like, I keep it on my laptop. It just says failure is an option.
Okay.
Like, don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always give it a try.
Give it a try. I like that. And I think guys who do that, they're not thinking about how am I going to feel or is this person go? They're not even thinking about that. Do you think that there is it's possible for guys who are trying to grow, again, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, I'm learning how to navigate those situations with people in order to become really good with people or whatever wherever it is that I'm doing. I'm learning how to master this thing that I don't feel comfortable in, which motivates me to try. Mm-hmm. Do you think that is a mind hack?
Yes.
That could work for a lot of men if you, instead of looking at it as I'm gonna offer up my neck, they chop it off, or this is an opportunity to learn something.
Yeah.
It changes how you see that entire situation. And now I'm not reluctant or putting things off to try.
Right.
I'm actually looking, when I want to learn and grow, I now look for opportunities now. Think that's a good mind hack?
I do.
Okay. Easier said than done. I know.
Yeah,
Easier said than done.
When the rubber hits the road.
But I'm giving a different way to look at it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
A different way to look at it. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I had to go back to work, but I used to have like a development, test, and production. Just look at it as development because you can do whatever you want to in development.
Is he nerding out?
He is.
Okay. I'm with him, but go ahead.
Yeah, but one thing, when they used to give me something new, what I was always ask is there anything I could do in here that you can't undo? And they're like, no, we can fix it. I'm like, well, I'm going to try everything then. I don't know if you can have that same mindset with a lot of other things, but that's how I used to go into things like, hey, if I can mess up anything and we can undo it, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. As long as you're not out here breaking laws.
Right. Don't be reckless.
And getting me too'd, try it.
within reason.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
As long as again, as long as you're keeping try it. Just again, you can learn. Maybe I shouldn't do that way, or I'm gonna do this. But you won't know that as long as you're sitting on your hands.
True.
So it's not bad if like it's the worst outcome will be that only thing that get hurt is my feelings. Give it a try.
Give it a try.
If that's the worst that can happen.
Which may not happen.
Right.
But if it can't, but if it
But
does,
if that's the worst, then what
Deal with it.
you
Come
doing?
down.
What are you doing?
just regroup, go back up there again.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people, that fear, the feelings being hurt, may keep you lazy.
What's the next one? Because I think the next one is very related to that one.
Now, this one is not GAT right here.
Finally.
Not owning your mistakes.
Oh, this is a good one.
GAT fesses up to everything.
This is a good one.
You ain't got to worry about that with GAT.
I wasn't always that way though.
Hey, you that way right now.
Talk to me.
I mean,
What did you learn from that over the course of your development and growth? How did that help you?
oh gosh. Learning to own whatever it is breeds self-accountability.
Yeah.
If I can't blame you for something that happened and I got to look at me, number one, that humanizes me. That gives me insight as to who I am, what makes me tick. What is it that I did or contributed to make this situation the way it is? And the biggest thing is, how does me not owning whatever my part was in whatever situation help me? It's another false sense of identity. Oh, I just do that's you. Now I know you don't know how to work in these cameras, but the camera go out, that's on you. That ain't me. Like, that's not healthy. You know what I mean?
I don't like this word, but it is very narcissistic. When a person just goes out their way to dodge accountability, but easily throw other people under the bus.
Yes.
And so often we see the opposite of that. Like, say there's a football game and the team of the losing quarterback, what is he always going to say? He's always going to say it was his fault.
Yes.
He takes on a burden for the whole team,
Oh yeah.
whether it's true or not.
Because it was Valdez Scantling's fault.
Okay.
I'm just glad he said it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Y'all know what I'm talking about too. Y'all know that Monday night when Mahomes put it right in his basket.
and what team is he on now?
Oh,
Not the Chiefs.
He's not the Chiefs, but he got a ring. And he played well in the Super Bowl too. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sports, I do too much for sports. I need to get a life.
I use sports a lot too. Don't worry about
But
it.
yeah, but that's what you see like with most leaders in sports and like in business. Like if something happens, it's a leader that
take the credit when you fail and give them the credit when they succeed.
exactly.
That's a big leadership thing.
Yeah.
But bro, let me ask y'all this. You want to see a situation diffuse itself almost instantly?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if it's true.
Come on, man.
Especially if it's true.
Yeah.
Especially if it's true. I think that another mind hack I would give here to guys, because it's a shot to our ego to accept when we are deficient in an area or we've done something wrong.
Just men though.
Right.
I know this ain't the podcast for that. I
We
know
have
we
s-
harping on men right now. I'm sorry, Walker. It's in my skin.
Listen, that's okay. That's okay. This is one of the rare times I'm not dealing with women.
True.
For those women who do listen.
We're going to let the ladies breathe.
Yeah, hey, ladies, this is me not taking the bait tonight. I'm dealing with my guys tonight. Because we understand again, that respect word. There's a fear that if I show weakness, I show my flaws, I won't receive the respect that I need. The mind hack that I would give to men here is, and I think men do a good job of this as a collective. Obviously, there are outliers and exceptions to this. There are a lot of men we can think of that don't do well with this. But a mind hack to those who are struggling with this is that until you accept accountability, you can never begin to grow from the thing that you're avoiding accountability from. So instead of looking at this as if I accept accountability, I'm less than, I'm emasculated. Accountability is sticking the needle into your body. But then that's where the medicine comes. But that sharp pain is the accountability that you accept, that you missed it. You didn't handle this right. But because I don't want to ever have to stick myself again, I'm going to learn from what I did. Right?
Yeah.
Give me the needle, give me the medicine, but what we're going to do next time is make sure that I don't have to get stuck again in this area. So the mind hack here is give me the accountability so that I can grow and move past this area. But until you refuse, as long as you're refusing accountability, that needle will always be hovering, orbiting your life, and you're just going to be avoiding the needle. Take the needle and get it out of the way. Accept accountability, accept the pain, accept the discomfort, get it out of the way so you don't have to. You can make a conscious decision. It's a choice to never deal with this particular shortcoming again. You can learn to grow from it. You can learn to be better about it. You can get you some help, get you some counseling, whatever you need. Read a book, have some people hold you accountable, whatever it is, own it so you don't have to keep owning it.
True.
That's the mind hack. Thoughts on that, guys?
No, just that one thing that could come from like you being comfortable admitting your mistakes is I've had situations where like I may have messed up something. I immediately like be like, hey, I messed this up and explain it. They're like, chill out, dude. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it may not be as bad.
It's not as bad. Sometimes you're your worst. You're your worst critic.
100%.
Yeah. Facts. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's probably not that deep as you're making it out.
And
That's
it's probably
really
common.
Good point. That's a really good point. But again, that comes with surrounding yourself. See, these are so connected with people
That aren't toxic.
that aren't toxic, right? These are people who are really a blessing in your life. They're not going to keep beating you up about this. They care about you. They're just happy that you're able to see it. So that's a good one. Anything else on this, guys? Any other ones? Okay. What's next?
This one I thought was tied to being lazy, but
I thought this was too.
procrastinating.
Same. Is there any difference? Anything different here that we didn't tackle in laziness? Did you have any notes from this one?
I have the page up that
What did he say about procrastination about this one?
he says procrastination is a very dangerous thing. Distracting yourself from achieving your goals is a surefire way to ruin your success in life. To pass your final year, you're going to have to complete your academic dissertation. To keep your business running smoothly, you're going to need to file your taxes. Are these things conventionally enjoyable? Absolutely not. Most men would describe them as chores, doing your taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing about chores is that they've got to be done eventually. This means you have two choices. One, do the work early and get it out of the way. Or two, procrastinate and put the work off until you can't leave it any longer. There's a great phrase that I like to think of when I'm in this situation. Eat the frogs first. Sounds weird, right? Why would anyone want to eat a frog?
But getting the difficult stuff out the way first.
They're different. Procrastination and laziness.
Okay.
Procrastination centers around something you need to do. Laziness, you may or may not want to do it.
Okay.
So want versus need.
Yeah. We using that example. I know I have to keep my business running because it's how I feed my family. Mm-hmm. I know that filing taxes is a key part of keeping my business running. I don't want what comes with filing my taxes. I don't want to file them now, but I know I got to do them.
Is it possible that, and I'm asking, is it possible that laziness is something that bleeds over into other areas of your life?
Yeah.
It's kind of all encompassing, whereas procrastination is kind of specific. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, procrastination is focused on one thing, whereas
It's one thing you don't like.
It's a broad.
It's one thing you don't like, whereas laziness, like I'm lazy at work. Yeah. I'm lazy at the house. I'm lazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, that is a character issue.
Right.
With me being lazy, as opposed to procrastination. I don't like this thing, and I'm running from it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I hate this.
Yeah, because growing up, I wasn't lazy, but I would procrastinate like heck to keep from cutting the grass. Even though I wasn't a lazy person, I could get out there and ride that bike. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to cutting grass,
you just don't like. It's not your thing.
Right? No, but I couldn't ride my bike until I cut the grass.
So, is this one of those times where you say you do the things that you don't want to do so that you can do the things you want to do?
Exactly.
Okay. Thoughts on that?
That was my only thought about the difference between.
No, I think that's good. So we did answer that question, that there is a distinction.
I think so.
I have to agree with you there. There is a distinction there. I think when it comes to procrastination, you just hate this thing.
Yes.
Laziness is just, that's a character. Like, it don't matter if you like it or not. You're not really motivated.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not really motivated for whatever reason. Right.
Yeah, like when I was talking about public speaking, I procrastinated the heck out of that.
You ever seen an incredibly talented yet lazy athlete? In other words, they're gifted, but if they just worked at their craft, they could be great at it.
Keep Carl Anthony Towns out of this.
You know what? You are putting names on. This dude is wild. This dude is wild.
The nerve of you to call this man out.
That's what I'm doing.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean, though.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You see guys, you're like, if he actually gave a darn about.
Like if he trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how elite this player could be if he actually just tried?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this person got it off the strength of just being gifted.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
You ready for the final one?
Hit me.
The final one is eating junk.
Oof. What I intend to do this weekend.
This is tough.
I
remember seeing this one.
We need hey, listen, we need to form an accountability council amongst ourselves with this one, because, bruh,
I just ate some gummies.
I was just in New Orleans.
I thought they were vegan, sugarless.
Well, they're. I mean,
yeah,
they don't. Okay, the sugar content is low. But it's a gummy. I mean, there's nothing good in there.
It's not a vitamin.
No. Are they better than the traditional gummies? Yeah, but not by much. But still, like, why could I eat a pear?
Because it don't taste like a gummy.
True. But yeah, because bro, don't get me wrong, dude. I eat my fair share of junk. I do. And you
look great though.
Well, thank you. But you talk about the mental warfare. Think about this, man. Think about this, Walker. I'm going to paint a picture for you.
I'm going to ask you a question after you paint that picture.
Okay. I'm walking into a pantry. I know for the most part what I'm about to grab out of the pantry It's not going to help me reach my health goals. It's not good nutritionally. The only thing I can say is it tastes good, and it provides comfort.
I've been looking for a lot of comfort lately.
True. You know what kind of willpower it says that says, well, give it to me anyway. This is working against me. Give it to me.
How much willpower?
It takes none.
It takes none for me. I've been doing it with ease.
I think we underestimate. I think we underestimate. Hear me out on this. I think we underestimate what it takes because we know it's not good for us.
Would you like for me to record what I do tonight and send it to you? And you tell me how easy that was.
Is anybody with me on this?
It's easy to be bad.
Negro, I'm fat. I have.
You're
been,
not. We're gonna pause there.
Hey, laziness is easy, buddy.
But
yeah.
Okay, go ahead because that didn't land the way I thought it was gonna land.
Dude, listen.
But it was the thought I had.
Listen, I probably would have agreed with you a year ago when I was like going hard in the paint. I'm still trying to get this girl to sleep through the night. Give me them chips.
I know. I get, dude. Been there twice. I get it.
Give me, dude. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I got work going.
Irritable.
Give me
the calories.
Yes. Being fully transparent.
Yeah.
Fully transparent.
I can relate to that.
If I'm gonna
Wife
do
tired, she ain't in the mood.
Right.
Give me the candy.
Yeah.
Candy, cookies, ice.
Something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I told you I got upset just a few hours ago because I missed calling a bakery. Tell me it's hard to do. No,
And I told you, I actually made it to the bakery today.
Was that hard?
No.
Yeah, with traffic.
It was kind of windy out.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna take that one back to the lab because it sounded better in my head when I read it.
Listen, if that's your life, that's beautiful. I swear I would aspire to be in your situation. I'm just saying it's been real easy taking in calories.
And
Yeah, I'm
and
a worker.
the bad stuff is cheap too. Don't cost you hardly nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
You can pick it up everywhere.
That's true.
It takes effort to get the good stuff.
It's been taking effort. I've been got these protein bars in the pantry for weeks. I reach past those to get the
Hold on, which protein bars?
the ones you like.
No way.
Barbell?
No way.
I had one of
Barbells?
them on the way up here. Huh?
You talking about barbells?
Yeah. They do not sponsor this podcast.
I'm reaching
but
all past them joints
those things are so good. How do you reach past them?
because there's some Oreos right behind them joints that are better. But for real, I know that there's an end point here. Like even in what I'm doing, guys, and I hope y'all listening, like we not acting like we got this all figured out. This is why I like these types of conversations because we can be transparent about where we are.
Yeah.
I take this one personally because this is where I am. This is at this point in my life, this has been and you know me, I've been a machine for years. This has just been kind of a weakness for me right now. However, I'm taking that to heart because he mentioned that you are better. You're more productive when you're putting healthy stuff in your body and you're doing the past couple of years for you has been a testament. The productivity levels you've had, the things you've been doing is because you are healthier.
Wow.
Now. When you think about it, there's a correlation there.
Okay.
I've been leaps and bounds. Like I felt better when I was eating healthier. Like I could feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's incumbent upon us too, if we're thinking if we're legacy minded, we're thinking about the people who are depending on us, especially if we're calling ourselves leaders. We have to make sure that we're taking care of our bodies the way we take care of our car. Because you need that car to go the distance. There are people who need you to go the distance. They need me to go the distance. We got to make sure that we're fueling our bodies appropriately. And whether we build some accountability amongst ourselves on this show or not, we need something. So
I agree. I think the only thing that's kind of keeping me not going off the rails is that I've consistently tried to eat within a certain window. And I try to eat according to my activity. Since I work from home and I'm sort of sedentary, like I just cut out breakfast. I don't have anything to really burn during the day until I get to lunch.
Gotcha.
So that's the only thing that's kind of keep me on track.
Intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not consuming more
I've done
food
that
than
sometimes too.
Yeah, because like I'm not burning as many calories during the day, so I'm like, I don't really need that first meal of the day.
I miss
But that's just me personally.
I miss the gym so much, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's a great place.
God, I miss that place. But yeah, again, I'm coming.
I don't doubt it.
I gotta get in a nice suit, and I got my motivations for it. Like fashion is my motivation. Yeah. Like my father-in-law was like, "You been shopping lately?" No, I have not. Unless they shoes,
right.
unless they shoes or watches and stuff. Yeah, I'm not shopping.
I know what you do for him, Gat.
What?
Buy him some pants with an elastic waistband.
Oh no!
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I already got a pair. Don't do that again.
No. I'm not. I'm really thinking about how I can deliver this message better. Because I'm telling you.
Are you still working on it?
Yeah. When I read it, I was like, "Oh yeah, Gat, you got to hit him with that." It did not come out like that.
I'm just saying that. I mean, somebody may resonate with. I'm just saying that has not been. You have not described the past year and 3 months of my life. This has been easy work.
Yeah.
Taking down them cupcakes.
Oh yeah. Cupcakes?
Dude, if it's sweet, gimme.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gimme.
Okay.
Yeah. That's bad too. I'm thinking of what dessert have I not had lately?
Here's the thing though. And this goes back to the list. Ownership.
And it's just
You haven't
sweets.
blamed anyone.
Oh, of course not.
You know what I mean? I know of a situation with a couple that I'm not going to name names, but
You've been dropping names all
What I'm
night.
about to say, what's wrong with these names?
because they're actually
listen.
connected. Yeah, they listen.
Okay.
But he blames his wife for his weight gain because he's like, she's the one that goes out and gets all the stuff. That's not ownership. So at least for you, I can respect where you're coming from because you've owned the fact that no, I'm the one pushing the bear bells out of the way, going for the Oreos.
I can't even blame him. I've been buying them. So,
Ownership again.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I couldn't even blame him. I don't even have that excuse to use. I have been getting
But
this
still,
stuff.
I think that's real and it supports these 7 things. And I think you're embodying that right now. So.
Oh yeah, I got nobody to blame but me. And even though I mentioned that, our life is just we're trying to find ourselves.
It's
I
a
think
journey.
every parent deals with that.
Yes.
But I don't blame my daughter for that.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like it's no. Like I got to figure out another way to do this.
Right.
So
Right.
Because it can be done and people have done it successfully.
people have done it.
Yes.
So
Yes. I haven't done it. I'm talking about when kids no, I haven't done it.
Oh,
No.
okay. Until
No.
they got more independent and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now I got a little bit more time for myself. Now what? Yeah.
Jesus. When did that happen? At what age? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to get. I don't want to get sad. Don't. Let's procrastinate on telling me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. I see what you did there.
Thank you. Anything else, gentlemen? How'd y'all think about this one? Is this helpful? You think?
Yes. This is something I need most men to listen to and consider some of these because some of these on this list still apply to me. Some of these are active in me right now.
Yeah.
Especially 1 and 2.
Especially 1 and 2. Well, yeah. Work in progress, but still active nonetheless.
You're working on it.
Yeah. So I'm not going to deny that, Black.
Yeah.
But like in
7 is mine.
Okay.
7 and procrastination.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And seeing and evaluating the impact this is having on your life, I think is the most vital part. Mm-hmm. And then assessing it and seeing if you are willing to make small changes to reduce the impact of these, I think is so vital for men.
I agree. What was yours, Black?
I would have to say the number 4 being lazy, number 6 procrastinating, and sprinkling a little bit of 7.
I said we all got number 7, right?
Sprinkle.
Eating drunk.
We all got number 7. I'm not
Okay.
about to tell y'all I don't
Yeah.
after them gummies I just had.
So you got
seven
1, 2, and 7.
seven is
seven
like-
apply to most people.
Seven, like,
yeah.
it comes and it goes. It
Yeah.
comes. It's like,
yeah. It's definitely on a wavelength.
It's okay
for
to
sure.
have a cheat meal though, right?
Sure.
and like if you go out
Was that your cheat meal, or are
the
you
gummies?
Or you know where you're?
No, so
That's
so-
what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking for clarity.
No, so I buy protein from that company.
Okay.
And whenever I re-up, they send you samples of their other products, and that happened to be another
That's not
one.
bad.
Yeah. So like, am I eating those every day?
No.
No, but I got the protein early this week, and they had them gummies in there, and it was like Christmas.
and you couldn't give them to your kids. We understand.
You're okay. To me, I don't actually, that's actually acceptable.
He knows what my wife does. I'm not doing that.
Hilarious. Yeah, it's definitely diet and procrastination for me. Those are some key, major ones there.
Were there any on here where you were like, this does not apply to me? There's a reason I'm asking that, but I'll wait.
Number 1.
No, he's not Mr. Nice Guy.
True.
Number 1. You know exactly where because you can see me coming a mile away.
True.
And number 2, because he cut people out of his life. He don't have no toxic friends.
True. 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 Okay. Because I'm saying like, I think I have some of each of them.
Which is fine. I just
Yeah.
think you're at different stages in each of these.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. And again, I think that's the beauty of it is there are some things that we can agree to that, hey, this isn't an issue for me. But this one right here, that spoke. So I hope if you're listening and you're being honest with yourself, you're doing an honest assessment. I'll be honest, the accountability sometimes.
Yeah.
That's something that's one of the ones where I'm good at, but I could be better at.
Oh, sure.
I could be better there.
Yeah.
Being married, Black, you'll learn that.
And one
But
of
my
the,
problem is the being married part is I'm also number 4 being lazy. That's kind of keep me from being married. But go ahead.
That's funny.
well, in talking about the accountability, I know with me, I demand it from everyone around me, hold me accountable, but I am lazy about the other end of it, and that goes back
Doing
to the
something
nice.
about it.
No.
No.
Holding
That goes
other
back
people
holding
accountable?
other people accountable.
You let them slide.
That goes back to number 1. Yes.
Gotcha.
So it's interesting to me because even when I was reading this before, I don't think I connected how intertwined these 7 things can be. You know what I mean? They're all at the same family reunion.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah, they are very much connected. I would agree. So hopefully you're listening, and hopefully you listen and you did some honest inventory. We're making a commitment to grow in our individual, challenges. We hope that you make that commitment as well. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Please share this with someone that you know could benefit listening to this. Also, you can check us on social media at the THA Tipping Point. That is on TikTok. That is on Twitter X. That is on IG. With that, I'm Caesar Walker. He's Ronnie Gatchery. He's Black. And we are the Tipping Point Podcast. Thanks again.